Olivia here with the Baby PT. I hope you're having a great day. Today we're going to get into 3 tips to help your baby roll. So let's get into it. Before we get started, don't forget to follow me on all social medias. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, here on YouTube. So subscribe, like, and comment. This really helps support my channels across the way. I'm at the Baby PT on most. I think on Instagram I'm at TheBabyPT_, but we'll link everything down below. I want to emphasize that rolling is a really hard skill. As y'all know, if you follow me on Instagram, I am a nerd with rolling. It's a huge milestone, and it's the first movement pattern that your baby does by themselves. So that's huge. So think about all the brain power, all the coordination, everything that has to come into play to actually produce this rolling movement. So we want to make sure that we're doing it right, that we're doing it appropriately, and I'm going to help you do that. So let's get started. So I'm going to use my handy dandy sidekick. This is Prince Carlos. He's been with me since the beginning of all of this, starting the Baby PT on TikTok. Used him to kind of help portray and help for my moms to visualize some of the concepts we were talking about. So I thought I'd bring him back out. His sunglasses never stay on, so we're using some tape to hold the sunglasses on. There isn't any other way. The first tip for rolling, I want you to make sure that they're getting plenty of tummy time. So remember, rolling is that first skill that happens after we master tummy time. So the point with tummy time is to establish really good head control. That head control helps with rolling. So if we don't have good tummy time, we're not gonna have an easy, efficient, strong roller. The second tip I want to talk about is placing them on their side. So we call this side lying. So I'll show you here with Prince Carlos. A lot of times we either think your baby has to be on their tummy or on their back, and there's really no other alternative, but side lying is huge. It's called side lying because you're literally placing them on their side. Initially, they're going to need some support so they don't roll back. So a rolled up towel, a pillow, things like that to just kind of prevent them from rolling back will help. And then eventually when they get stronger, you can take that away and it challenges them more. So the whole point of side lying is for a lot of things. One is they're starting to play with meeting or crossing midline. So midline is just an invisible line down the entire body that divides your left and right sides. So when we roll, we have to cross midline with many joints, right? So with our arms, our legs, our head turns. So when we're in side lying, this helps an easier way for them to meet or cross midline. What I recommend is putting a mirror in front of them, toys in front of them to entice them and keep them engaged. So once they're playing on their side, initially it's going to look like they're not doing much, but remember, they're doing a ton just by holding this position. I want you to remember to switch sides, so side lying on their left side and on the right side, because we're gonna cross midline. We want to make sure it's equal and even through both sides. So playing on their side, putting a mirror in front of them, putting toys in front of them, you go in front of them, and you just get them very comfortable on their side. And guess what? Eventually they get so comfortable on their side that they have that strength and coordination to follow through, and that's when you'll see the first time they roll. Okay, tip number 3 I have is gonna be where they start playing with their feet. So typically when we start rolling, more independently rolling where it's very intentional, at the same time you'll see them start to play with their feet. They'll either bring it to their hands or even bring it to their mouth, which is great. We love to see that because that tells me their core or their ab muscles are firing and really active for them to bring their leg all the way up to their mouth, which is really hard to do. Like as an adult, that's really hard to do. So think about all the muscle strength that's using. So when they're starting to bring their feet to their mouth, typically what happens, or their hands at least, is they'll start rocking and kind of playing with it. And then eventually they start to roll. That momentum they use, they'll start to roll through it. So how to help them get their feet up, I would suggest using a rolled up towel, or like I said, like a little pillow, and you're just gonna place this under their hips to help this angle be easier for them to bring their legs up. So you can help them in this. You also will show them their feet. Sometimes they don't even realize they have feet, and then they bring it up to their eyes or to their mouth, and they're like, oh, these are my feet. So this kind of helps them. Again, this is a nice stretch in the back, but it's also helping them with their core. So if we're doing the side lying, the tummy time is great, then let's help them get stronger by helping them get their feet up into their mouth or to their hands. So eventually you can take the towel away or make it less high, and you're starting to, the goal is to get them to be able to do that with no towel. So that's my 3 tips. I'm gonna give you a bonus tip. A bonus tip is to make sure that they can follow a toy or a stimulus. So with rolling, when they start doing intentional rolling, you typically will roll to something, or something will spark their attention and they will roll to see it. So how we can help that is to help them track toys or something, again, like motivating, enticing. So let's just pretend this is a toy. What I want you to do is just start playing with what we call visual tracking. So you're gonna come from here all the way to the right side, and the goal is for them to be able to follow all the way to the right. You come back to neutral, and then you go all the way to the left. The more comfortable they are with tracking a toy, when you put it over here, then they should be able to kind of look at that toy. And then again, we're starting to get that concept of like, okay, the toy is over there, I see it, now how do I move my body to get to the toy? So tracking objects is gonna help a lot with that concept. So just a little bonus tip for you. Okay guys, that's it for me. I hope these tips help you really get a good start with rolling. If you're wanting more details, more exercises, more activities, links of my favorite products for rolling, I have a rolling masterclass active right now for $9.95 on my website. Of course, we'll link it all below, where you can get everything you need to have an independent roller, both directions. We talk a lot about more of the mechanics of rolling, the different types of rolling, troubleshooting, of course. So that's all in my rolling masterclass. So check it out if you're interested. Don't forget to follow me at TheBabyPT on all social medias. Like and comment down below what you want to see next, and I will catch y'all later.